What's up, YouTube? Sorry, I was playing Starcraft 2 on my PC. So anyway, this is our second edition of Top 10 Tuesdays. This will be the very first video on Broadsword Media that has anything to do with video games. But trust me, there'll be plenty more of those to come. Anyways, this is our top 10 list of top 10 coolest units in strategy games. This should be a fun topic. There were so many units I had thought about that it's too bad that I can only put 10 on this list. But there's going to be some honorable mentions. I'm considering actually doing another list in the future of doing 11 through 20. Yeah, I said it. I have 20 I thought about. Anyways, let's get started. At number 10, we got the Undead Frostworm from Warcraft 3. I bet many of you weren't expecting to see a unit from a game that takes place in the past, but this is one I just couldn't pass up. The Frostworm is a mighty undead frost dragon, and it is the most powerful unit in Reign of Chaos. The Mountain Giant is more powerful in the Warcraft 3 expansion, the Frozen Throne. But regardless, the Mountain Giant only attacks ground, and the Frostworm can attack ground and air, and it does massive damage. Also, its attack is capable of slowing targets with its cold breath. To add to that, you can upgrade Frost Breath to make the Frostworms freeze buildings. And by doing so, if a production facility is frozen, it's unable to train any new troopers to fight back. If a defense tower is frozen, it can't fight back by firing at it. At number 9, we got the Kirov Airship from Red Alert 2 and Red Alert 3. This Soviet blimp is more than meets the eye. It doesn't just have a scary face, it's actually quite scary to go against an armada of Kirovs. This airship moves very slowly, but it makes up for it with extremely high defense and an insanely powerful attack. Don't let Kirovs run rampant in your base. They will destroy your entire base in seconds. You need as much air defense as you can possibly get to take these things down, and you have to have them focus fire on each one. To add to that, when you take down a Kirov airship, when it crashes, it does damage too. In Red Alert 3, they are even more devastating as they have a special ability that actually makes them move faster, but they take damage as they are overheating, so be careful using that ability. At number 8, we got the Protoss Carrier from the Starcraft series. This flying beehive-like unit may not seem too intimidating at first, but once you upgrade to carry 8 instead of 4 interceptors, it wreaks havoc on enemies. Each interceptor inflicts 6 damage, so if you combine all 8 of those interceptors, that's 48 damage on one target. Make sure if you are going against a Protoss player, they don't get a fleet of carriers. It's pretty much game over unless you sneakily have a ghost target them with a nuke. I love destroying fleets of carriers. At number 7, we got the Overlord tank from Command & Conquer Generals. This Chinese tank is incredibly large and powerful. Each individual Overlord tank can get an additional weapon upgrade to go with its big cannon. They can get a bunker so you can have infantry fire from inside, a Gatling cannon that automatically shoots at ground and air targets, or you can get a speaker tower which will heal all of your units that are close by to it. Having a big force of these Overlord tanks and spreading around these different upgrades to each individual one of them, it's very hard to take down. And just listen to how the voice of the tank driver sounds. He is so badass.
This is the Overlord tank. I will finish this. I see. This will be over soon. Is that all? They are puny.
At number 6, we got the Battleship from Advanced Wars Days of Ruin. The Battleship has always been powerful throughout the Advanced Wars series with a massive attack range of 2 to 6 spaces, but in Days of Ruin, it's even better. They reduce the price, but they also reduce its attack and defense and change the range to be 3 to 5 spaces. But in Days of Ruin, it is now the only indirect combat unit that can move and fire on the same turn. All other indirect combat units such as artillery and rocket trucks have to either move or shoot. They can't move and then shoot like the Days of Ruin version of the Battleship, which definitely gives the Battleship quite an advantage. At number 5, we got the Chrono Legionaire from Red Alert 2. There is no escaping this time and space traveling soldier. He takes the Allied Chrono teleportation technology invented by Einstein to a whole different level. He teleports anywhere on the map you want, and whatever he hits with his Chrono gun gets stunned and can't move or attack, and slowly starts to get teleported to an undisclosed location. An army of these guys can take down any wandering troopers or vehicles, and if not guarded, they can make your entire base simply just disappear. At number 4, we got the Stealth Fighter from Advanced Wars Dual Strike. Just like the submarine in the Advanced Wars series, this unit has a mode where it is completely invisible except to units next to it and can only be harmed by fighter jets and other stealth fighters. The only flaw with being in stealth mode is that it uses up fuel much faster in stealth mode, so be careful about that. It is capable of attacking ground, air, and naval targets, and it can hit any of them for high amounts of damage. Oh, and with all that devastation, did I say it has a stealth mode to prevent enemies from seeing it? Oh yeah, that's right. I did. At number 3, we got the Protoss Mothership from Starcraft 2. This ship is so powerful you are only allowed to have one on the battlefield. It has a lot of defense and inflicts a lot of damage. To go with that, it has some mighty impressive special abilities. At all times, it will cloak whatever units you have near it. However, its other abilities are different based on whether you're playing Wings of Liberty or Heart of the Swarm. In Wings of Liberty, it can teleport all units in a target area to the mothership, and it can also cast black holes that make everything in the area disappear into the black hole temporarily. After a while, the black hole releases its targets and then disappears. In Heart of the Swarm, the mothership can teleport itself and all other units surrounding it to any nexus of yours. Instead of black hole, it has time warp, which slows down enemy units in the area it's casted. At number 2, we got the Mecha Tengu, or Tengu Jet, from Red Alert 3. I'm sure many of you know about the Terran Viking in Starcraft 2, but that was not an original idea. The first concept of this I could think of is from Red Alert 3. The Allies and the Soviets are still fighting each other as this series traditionally goes, but just like how Einstein went back in time and killed Hitler, which is what caused the Soviets to rise to so much power and begin the Red Alert series, the Soviets in Red Alert 3 are near defeat against the Allies, and they had a secret project done to make a time machine of their own. So this time, the Soviets go back in time, and once again, it backfires, as the Empire of the Rising Sun from Japan becomes a huge threat and a superpower. Their technologies are highly advanced, and this is what I think is the coolest of all, the Tengu. It can be in Mecha Tengu mode to travel on ground or even hover across the sea, which actually makes it better than the Viking because the Viking can't hover across water, and it is capable of lifting off to transform into Tengu Jet mode to take down air units. Here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1, we got the Siege Chopper from the Relic 2 expansion, Yuri's Revenge. As you can see, the Siege Tank is just an honorable mention. It doesn't quite make the list because the Soviet Siege Chopper from Yuri's Revenge is just so much better. Sure, the Siege Tank is a tank that can deploy itself into a powerful artillery, but the Siege Chopper can fly around and shoot targets from the sky and land anywhere you want and deploy into an artillery. This allows the Siege Chopper to easily land on high mountains with impassable cliffs to make it really hard to even attack the Siege Chopper, easily making the Siege Chopper by far the coolest unit in all strategy games. If you like this video, please share this video with everyone you know and love, and please like, comment, and subscribe to see more. Also, let us know what other units you think are really cool in real-time strategy games or turn-based strategy games.